Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and man, am I happy. Man, am I happy. The New York Knicks are undefeated in 2024. They're undefeated in the OG Anunoby era. They are playing outstanding basketball, great team basketball. The pace is up. The confidence is up. The defensive intensity is there all the way through. Beautiful, beautiful situation that the New York Knicks find themselves in. Let's get into it. Here we go. The Knicks went to the nation's capital today on an auspicious date, January 6th. That's right, January 6th, the New York Knicks went to Washington and took care of business against the Washington Wizards. They pummeled them 121-105, but it got a little close. It got a little too close. In fact, the Knicks took care of business against the 76ers in a much more determinate fashion than it did against the Washington Wizards. However, they never gave up the lead. They let the Wizards get within 5 points at the 5:40-something mark in the third quarter. After letting them go on a tremendous run, the New York Knicks shut them down the rest of the way and just ended up and just took this game away from them. And no one was more significant than Mr. Julius Randle today. Look what he put up. I got highlights for you guys, and I even got an interview with Mr. Julius here. Julius Randle tonight, 39 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for him, a plus 24. Outstanding. In fact, let's get to the interview with him. Here we go.
What made you change from looking for 3 balls and now getting into the paint, creating havoc?
I think it's just me recognizing, my size, my strength, my quickness, my feet, all that is advantage. God blessed me with that. So it's my job to use that on the court. And, I feel like, when I went back in the summer and looked at my game and looked at the tape, this is kind of what I looked at. I was like, I'm able to get to, wherever I want to on the court as long as I'm patient. And, just playing the right way. And for me, I feel like I can get to the rim at will, especially with the guys that I'm playing with, because the floor.
There you go. He is playing with so much more confidence now, and he looked at his game, and he realized, you know what? My physicality is tough to slow down, tough to match up with. I'm going to lean into it. Smart move. He's taken over right now. He is right now one of the best power forwards in the NBA. I hope that the cutting down on the three-point attempts, it was just a temporary thing, because we're going to need those shots. We need him to hit, and tonight he did. Tonight he was 3 of 8. That he shot 37.5%. If he shot that for the year, we'd be ecstatic. For the season, he's pretty way down there right now. But that was an excellent. It shows his level of awareness, and that is the key to success in life: is understanding your strengths and your weaknesses and what to do about them. And he's doing that right now, and he's leading this team in a beautiful way. But he didn't do it himself. Jalen Brunson came through with an incredibly efficient game, almost as efficient as Randle. Randle shot 13 of 23 today overall, 56.5%. Brunson followed that up with 55.6%, connecting on 10 of 18. Let's get to the highlights. Here we go. The game, the Knicks got off to a good start right away. They led today wire to wire. Beautiful. Look at that play right there. They led wire to wire. Brunson connected on 10 of 18, 55.6% for him. And from the three-point line, he shot 50%, 4 of 8. Hit all 9 of his free throw attempts. And Randle hit 10 of 13 from the free throw line. The Knicks had an excellent free throw shooting game today. Last night. This was the second game of a back-to-back. There's a cat running around the house. So that's just so you guys know. The Knicks shot, I think they were 24 out of 25 or 25 out of 26 in free throws last night. Outstanding tonight. Very, very close. 21 out of 24. They shot 87.5% for them. Again, 27 assists. That's the magic number. Like I mentioned last night, if you watched the recap last night, I think this is the second game of a back-to-back, and the Knicks did not look at all like they had played last night against one of the 3 best teams in the East, and wiped the floor with them. So they didn't look like that at all. Look at that beautiful deuce getting in the lane there. feeding the big man. Beautiful Deuce. He had a decent follow-up game to his explosive game last night. Tonight, in 13 minutes, he gave 5 points, but he had 5 assists, and he picked up a steal. He was 1 of 2 from behind the arc, so decent game for him. And look, this is a beautiful look. Look at that little Isaiah Hartenstein. Talk about another tremendous follow-up game tonight. 19 rebounds for Mr. Isaiah Hartenstein. And 4 steals and 2 blocks. But he did commit 5 turnovers, but only picked up 3 personal fouls, picked up 2 assists himself, 8 points, 19 rebounds, and 4 steals. Outstanding game for him. I mean, what he's been doing is tremendous. I hear a lot of talk. I'm reading a lot of posts and messages. You know, should iHeart start when Mitch comes back? We're way far away from having to deal with that. Very far away. And I honestly don't think Thibs would do it. I think Thibs would definitely start Mitch if Mitch was healthy. What else is notable here? Oh, whoa, Mr. Grimes. Mr. Grimes today, 6 points. Nothing crazy in terms of the numbers he had last night, where he had 19 points. But he followed that up with 6 points, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. 1 assist, 1 steal for him. But this was the second quarter where the Knicks completely just crushed. Oh no, is this the one? No, that wasn't. It was the first quarter where the Knicks really took over. In the first quarter, the Knicks outscored them by 15, 34-19. Second quarter, it wasn't as dramatic, but they still built the lead up more. They added an additional 5 points to that lead to go into the half, up 20. I think it was 64-44, something like that at the half. In fact, I'll tell you exactly. It was 63-43. And that's when things started getting a little interesting when they came out of the half. What happened was the Wizards decided to play zone, and the Knicks were a little slow to react to it properly, as they have been in the past. But they finally figured it out. But even when they let the lead get down to 5, they just kept pushing it up, and then they finished. What was the final? 16 points was the final lead there. The final. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Oh, a beautiful play from. Beautiful pass from Brunson right there. But that's what you get when you run the court and you're a big man. You get rewarded. Brunson, 8 assists tonight. Beautiful for him. 33 points. 4 of 8 from the 3-point line. And he didn't pick up steals. But the steals, I mean, OG Anunoby had a steal. Randall had a steal. Hartenstein had 4 steals. Dante DiVincenzo had a steal. Deuce had a steal. Grimes had a steal. The Knicks finished with 9 steals this game. Excellent number for them. 9 steals, 27 assists. This team is going to win. It's going to win against anybody when they do that. This was the end of the second quarter, the end of the half. That little teardrop there from Tyus Jones. But then the third quarter started off pretty much like this. Look at this. Just a little sloppy, making turnovers, and basically breathed new life into the dormant Wizards that were ready to just go home. And for some reason, Thibs only played 6 players in that entire third quarter. Randall, Hartenstein, DiVincenzo, and Brunson all played 12 minutes in that third quarter, which is really interesting considering they had just played the night before. OG only played 6.5 minutes, and Josh Hart came in, and he played the rest of those small forward minutes that OG played. Hart didn't do much in that third quarter offensively, though he provided a nice spark defensively. Ooh, I thought he traveled right there, Poole, when he stopped. But this was a killer. I think a timeout was called right after that, and there went the lead immediately. And now it's down to 6 within just a few, under 5 minutes of the second half. That 20-point lead disappeared. It was down to 14. But then heroics like that. Look at him. He was even pushed. He was even pushed right there. Is that Kuzma? Again, yeah. Kuzma's an interesting player. The Wizards are probably going to trade him pretty soon. He finished with 27 points on 10 of 21 shooting, 4 of 10 from behind the arc, 40% from behind the arc for him. But only 2 rebounds. Only 2 rebounds and 2 assists. A guy his size should be getting a lot more rebounds. There's no doubt. And you can see here, now the Knicks started getting it together. Dante with the flush. Beautiful. They got the lead back up to 14. I think they got 16. I think they may even have gotten it up to 18 by the end of the third. Yeah, I think so. It's weird if you listen to the MSG broadcast with Clyde and Bill Pito. Bill Pito was just like shocked at the shot selection from Jordan Poole. He was just shocked. But was interesting was to hear Clyde's annoyance with OG Anunoby's unselfishness. He passed up on at least twice. Clyde called him out on it, and there was probably at least 2 or 3 more times in addition to that. But at least twice, Clyde called OG out on he's got to shoot that. He can't just pass that. He's right there, and he's right. He's right, and I think that'll come. OG's trying to be the good teammate. Offensively, he didn't really do much today, OG, though his efficiency was tremendous. He gave 9 points. He was a plus 11, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, but his efficiency was great inside the arc. 4 of, 3? He was 3 of 4. 3 of 4 inside the arc, only 1 of 3 behind the arc. But that kind of productivity with the kind of defense he provides, beautiful. It's helped balance that starting lineup, which was already a very good starting lineup, but defensively it had become very porous, and the Knicks have changed. Though I have some things to say about that specifically, like why this is happening. I have a feeling about it, some thoughts about it, and I'll share them with you in a little bit. Get through this highlights right here, and there he is, Jalen Brunson hitting one of his 4 3-pointers from the left side above the break. Hartenstein getting the block. Beautiful. Here comes Randall right down the middle. And, yep, let me just fling this up and pick up the and one. Beautiful. He's playing with great confidence right now. It was excellent to see that based upon, considering the game he had the night before. Last night against the Sixers, he was 1 of 11, only 8 points. Probably his worst offensive game of the season, though he did play some good defense last night. I just want to make sure. I don't know if I mentioned that in the recap. He did play some really good defense. Look at this, nice, beautiful. There it is. And I think it was pretty much it. There, the lead went to 21, and then Thibs started bringing in the bench. There it is. Nice. Okay. So, right now, the New York Knicks are in 4th place in the East. They have a 21-15 record. They are 7.5 games back from Boston, only 3 games behind the Sixers, who they just beat the night before. New York Knicks are looking pretty. And the next few games, the next, I think, 8 or 9 games they have, are against all teams that are very beatable. Very beatable. This could be a very long winning streak. It really could. If they continue playing the way they have been playing, this could go on for quite a while. And Toronto down there, you can see they're 14-21. I cut off the rest of them because the rest of them were kind of meaningless. 14-20 for Atlanta. Very disappointed. If I was an Atlanta fan, I'd be so disappointed. Same with Chicago. Brooklyn, of course, they had to be in the situation they're in because they were forced to make these trades. But look, Cleveland, the Cavs. The Cavs are an interesting team to keep an eye on to see how they progress over the next couple of weeks. If they continue playing strong basketball and are within, a game or so of the actual playoffs and they're not in a play-in situation, I don't see them trading Donovan Mitchell or Donovan Mitchell making any noise about it. But, however, I will say this. I think if they go on a bit of a losing streak, let's say they go 2-6 or 1-7 or whatever, or even like 3-5, and it's just not really happening and they're only beating the really shitty teams, there might be some back channel communications from Donovan's side, Donovan's team, to the Cavs front office that he will not sign with them. They will not extend with them, and which will basically sound the alarm that they must trade him soon. It doesn't mean they have to trade him now before the trade deadline, but they would definitely have to trade him in the summer. However, they most likely would try to look at trading him before this trade deadline if they got that. If they faltered, if they stumbled right now in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and Donovan reacts to that, there might be some movement. And Leon's waiting. Leon's waiting to pounce. Leon's in an all-in mode right now. So this is it. He's watching what's going on here. And it's going to determine the next moves, the next big moves, because we still need some little moves. All right, before we get to this, I want to talk about why. I mean, look at this bench right here, the Knicks. 9 for Hart, 6 for Grimes, 5 for McBride. So right there, we got 20 points, 22 points. You count Achua. All right, so IQ was giving you 15, 22. Okay, so this is a nice response, another nice response from the bench after the first 2 games after the IQ trade. The bench was pretty abysmal in terms of point contribution, and last night was tremendous. And then tonight was a nice follow-up. If we stay like this, that's nice. However, I will say, I think that one of the reasons why this team has responded the way it has is because that trade, I think, jolted them. And I think it shocked everybody. It like woke them up. When 2 of your key rotation pieces are shipped out of town, that is a sign that the front office is looking for serious production from its players, from its assets. And it woke them up. This is a full team effort because it's not like OG is coming here and lighting people up for 35 points and shutting the opponent down. No, of course he is shutting the opponent down, but he's not giving you the tremendous points either. So it's coming from others. It's coming from Randall. It's coming from Brunson. We saw DiVincenzo. We saw Grimes last game. You know, it's coming from the guys that were here that didn't get traded. They have been awoken. And that's great. Sometimes you have to make a trade to get that kind of results. In this situation, still, I wish we hadn't included IQ in it, but it got the deal done. And now we're facing the situation where the Knicks are 4-0, and they could continue this run. They could go on a 9-0 type run like they did last season when they acquired Josh Hart. Beautiful, beautiful. So just to recap here, I pretty much already kind of highlighted all these stats. We saw a little Malachi Flynn moment there. Precious Achiuwa only played 8 minutes. Not sure why he didn't come in that third quarter. Interesting decision there, considering they had just played the night before. But maybe Thibs is looking at him and saying, you know what, he's not quite ready to give him serious, important minutes yet. So he's working him back in. He's working him in, not back in. He's working him in. The Knicks shot almost 39% from the three-point line, almost 50% overall. The plus minuses: Randall plus 24, Anunoby plus 11, Hartenstein plus 26, Brunson plus 20. Beautiful numbers. But look at Josh Hart down there. Josh Hart had a plus 46 last night off the bench. Now he has a plus 24. That is a plus 70 total for the last 2 games. That has to be an NBA record for someone off the bench. Has to be. I just can't see how it's not. The Wizards, like even Clyde called it out, and I talk about it with my friends and stuff. This team, on paper, they should be a lot better. I think they have 6 wins or something like that. It's terrible. But, they got some interesting pieces. Koulibaly is an interesting draft, rookie that they have. They still have Kispert who can shoot, though, his defense is very suspect. But Jordan Poole, just not a winning type of player. Though Jones, I like him very much. Gafford is serviceable, picked up 12 rebounds. And Avdia, He's interesting. He could be somebody interesting in the future. And, of course, we all know about Kyle Kuzma. So this team should have at least double the amount of wins that they have. It could just be lack of chemistry, lack of the coach understanding how to best use his talent. So, interesting situation there. The team comps here, as you can see, Knicks and the Wizards put up almost about the same amount of three-point shots, 36 for the Knicks, 37 for the Wizards. Knicks connected on 1 more. That efficiency counts. And they only hit 12 of 20 from the free throw line. That is terrible, 60% for them. The rebounding battle was even. And the assist battle, actually, they had more assists because they are a high-pace run-and-gun type teams. That ball is constantly moving. It didn't result in a win for them, but the 27 assists matched the total. When the Knicks hit 27 assists, they usually win. In all of their wins, they have averaged 27 assists. So there you go. The blocks, it was only 2. We only got credit with 2. They got 3. But the steals, we were a +4 in steals. Love that stat. 14 turnovers. Nice. I'd like to keep that around 13. And fast break points, we were out there. We were amazing last night against the Sixers. Not so much here because, like I said, the Wizards like to get out on a break, so that's their part of their game. 24-20 right there. Points in the paint, even, 52 all. Wizards never led. Knicks won this wire to wire. Vote. Vote, people. Get on your phones. Get on your phones. Get the NBA app and vote, vote, vote. I just voted as I was preparing to get on the air right now. So, because I'm not going to ask you guys to do something I'm not doing. Yeah, you guys got to vote. So, this team has now found a new identity. And it's called efficiency. This is becoming a very efficient team, a team that is sharing the ball, passing the ball, moving the ball. The players are moving. Awesome. This is all great stuff. And I expect it to continue for a while. But there will come a time where it's not working. Guys aren't hitting their shots. The bench is overtaxed. There's not enough ball handlers. Brunson, Randall, too much dependence on them. All that's going to happen. It's at some point it's going to happen. It's how the Knicks respond to those situations. It's going to be interesting, and I think they are very well prepared. They're as good as well prepared right now for the possible downtimes that I've ever seen. This team is very well balanced. I would like to see a little more offensively from OG, and I think that will come. He's just trying to be a good teammate, like I said, trying to just, feed the others and just help where he can. But, we know, like, Randall just had a terrible game last night, and tonight he comes back with almost 40 points. So it's crazy. Hey, but this is the beauty of this team. There's guys on this team. I've seen Anunoby can put up 30 points. We know Randall can put up 40. Hartenstein, we don't depend on him for scoring, but like Dante DiVincenzo, he can put up 25, 26 points. Brunson, we know he can put up a 50 piece. Josh Hart can give you 20 points. So, and even Quentin Grimes can give you a nice 15 to 19 points here and there. We've got some guys who can light it up right now. Very well balanced. This is a team that's tough to beat. Incredibly tough to beat. And I think I feel like I'm repeating myself because I mentioned in the previous recap, no one's going to want to play this team. Imagine trying to scheme to try to beat this team 4 times out of 7. It's going to be really difficult. However, doesn't mean that Leon should just stand pat. He should definitely make some additional moves. Definitely make those additional moves. Okay, I think I've said all I've had to say about this win. Tremendous win. I just want to look at the standings again. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Knicks have 21 wins, just 2 wins behind the Sixers. The Knicks could overtake at the end of that stretch of games that we have upcoming right now. The Knicks could overtake the Sixers for 3rd place in the Eastern Conference by the end of this month. Ooh, let's go. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments. Love the comments. The comments from the previous few videos have been outstanding. Love it. Let's keep them coming, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Beautiful game.